He had his clothes on. That was
Thank
nice.
God. Oh, hi.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there.
Welcome to Nerd Portal, the show where we teleport you guys into the world of pop culture and current events. I'm Cierra Caballero.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
And is there someone behind me?
Yes, there is someone behind you. Boo.
How
Anyway.
did you get here?
You invited me here. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Grant Davis, and I do.
How does he do?
He does things.
I do stuff and things
Stuff.
with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. I write for Star Wars Newsnet, and this is Jackass. I'm sorry, I don't know.
This is Jackass. Where are the pranks?
Maybe somewhere we're gonna help.
And today we are going to make Grant fly up into the air.
Alright.
Okay,
So-
none of this
tell
is.
Me, tell me, where do you write for?
Yes.
Oh, I write for Star Wars Newsnet. This is Star Wars Newsnet is basically a fan-run news aggregate for Star Wars. It started like the day that Disney made the announcement of the Lucasfilm acquisition, which was also the day they announced the sequel trilogy being a thing. I have also done some work for Midnight's Edge regarding some Spider-Man videos and a video regarding the financials of Ghostbusters, the reboot. And I also am doing a lot of stuff for Heroic Hollywood, as I have got an internship there, most likely for both of the above things that I just talked about. So, yeah.
Very
That's
cool.
really impressive. Wow, you put your
You got like a nice little resume going on of things.
Exactly.
dipped your toe in a lot of different
Yeah.
pools. That's cool.
Yeah, essentially, in case you're wondering like how I got started, I basically happened to be at the right place at the right time regarding Star Wars. I did not actually join Star Wars Newsnet until about 2014, right before I think they were really starting to ramp up on Rebels, essentially,
Yeah.
the first season of the show. And it was about the point where the amount of news that we were getting about Star Wars rapidly exploded, because that was where all the content that Disney was developing was starting to roll out, essentially. Like, there was stuff about Battlefront, there was of course the new movie, the Marvel comics that they started, that they're doing very well on, I think. And since then we have like a lot of content to look forward to going ahead. Battlefront 2 looks like an amazing improvement on its predecessor in every single way imaginable. Rebels is looking to have a solid finish, which will then be followed by the Forces of Destiny shorts, which look like they are very promising. Very interesting little things to fill in the gaps. More Marvel comics, of course, which are some of their best that they're publishing, I think, right now. And, of course, several new movies, which I hope we can get to talking about today.
Oh yes,
sure.
that's definitely going to be one of the top things we talk about. And I also heard that you went to a Star Wars celebration.
Two
recently.
of them in the past
Two of them.
3 years.
Oh wow.
The first, of course, being Celebration Anaheim, and the second being Celebration Orlando. Both of which were record-breaking in terms of attendance, both times that I went, essentially. The more recent one just made over 70,000 people show up, essentially.
Wow.
That's a lot of
That's
people.
a
Right.
big crowd.
Yeah, it was a much bigger convention center than the other one. And I think they handled the crowds well. And I think that's the one thing they need to figure out most with the next celebration that they hold, because they haven't announced where that's going to be yet.
Mhm.
But essentially, I think they're understanding that these events are going to draw huge crowds, essentially. So they need to prepare, essentially. But this content they had available there, that was absolutely wonderful. Like, my only real complaint was just the lines and getting seated and everything. And yeah, other than that, fantastic.
So what were some of like your favorite things that you saw there this year?
As I said, I actually got a sneak peek at one of the Forces of Destiny shorts, essentially,
Oh, wow.
with Rey. What's neat about it is they're canon, essentially. So it's like although they're not necessarily like crucial information that we didn't necessarily know about, it does cover fills in some gaps. Like, essentially, the short was about Rey. You know how Rey had to deal with Tito, essentially, with when she first ran into BB-8. This was right before she went back to Nema Outpost, essentially, and Tito and a couple of other goons were trying to take BB-8 back, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it was a short little thing. Not necessarily anything new or groundbreaking, but I really like that they fill in the gaps and that sort of thing. And it was good fun, essentially.
See, that's one of the cool things, especially like you were saying, how they have been doing a really good job of like using different mediums to fill in the gaps. Like even with Marvel, they answered how C-3PO got the red arm and stuff in his like annual.
I have that special.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so
so cool.
it's cool that they're doing a really good job now. You know, like kind of filling in those holes and gaps, like you were saying.
Right.
Right. But so I want to ask this just because, you know, obviously really big into Star Wars and everything. What started your love for Star Wars?
Basically, I was basically born into it, more or less.
Okay.
I mean, by the time I was born, my sister was already a fan. My dad was very early on in his Star Wars collection, which kind of he started for us, and then it sort of became a kind of a thing for our family and future kids down the road, essentially. So among the things that we were doing was, I mean, the thing that really got me into it was one of my first memories in the theater, special editions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that was 97, I believe, when they dropped all 3 of those, and I have never gone back since. I was very, very happy with what I saw back then, and I could, back then I could also basically remember a bunch of like the names of the characters and like essentially like all the characters that we owned. I think action figures of, I would be able to name them, except for the Gamorrean guards in Return of the Jedi. I used to just call them pig faces.
You're
Oh,
like
yeah.
pig face guys. Like, here you go.
You know, because they're basically orcs, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I could see why that would be kind of hard to like pick out who's who and things like that. So, were you able to meet any cool people while you were at the celebration?
Yes, the previous one, I got to give Carrie Fisher a hug, and I got to
So cool.
That's so nice.
alongside Mark Hamill. My dad got to pose with Mark Hamill. I actually wanted to pose with Mark Hamill, but in hindsight, with what happened, unfortunately, I'm really glad that I got a chance to hang out with Carrie.
Oh, definitely.
So, you know, we've talked a little bit about now Star Wars Celebration and stuff. What are you looking forward to mostly with the future of Star Wars now?
What I'm looking forward to the most is essentially seeing what they do with some of the films, and like I have heard some things that they're starting to ramp up on TV. Like it's gonna be a while, but they're starting to ramp up on trying to figure out how they're going to do like televised content in addition to like live action televised content, because they've already been doing animated stuff for about a decade now, actually. And
Now with the animated stuff, I know Greg Weisman has had like a big part.
he had a big part in the
yeah.
first season of
Yeah.
Rebels, and then he kind of just did the Kanan comic, and then he sort of, I don't think he did a whole lot after that, but like, I mean, Rebels is mostly Dave Filoni and Simon Kinberg, mostly Dave Filoni though, but yeah, I would really like to see Greg Weisman come back for another Star Wars property if he ever wants to do it.
See, I'm still waiting for them to put like Kanan in some kind of like movie scene or, you know, I mean, the whole idea behind Kanan's really cool.
Right.
Bring him to
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, bring him to life.
Yeah. Who would you cast?
I have no idea. To be honest with you, I have no idea. Do you have anyone in mind that you would see?
Well, I mean, we've always, me and Dad have always kind of been like, well, if Freddie Prinze can somehow,
Yeah.
if he can somehow fit into a cameo, why not? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Vanessa Marshall, they could easily make Hera because, you know, that's makeup and such.
Thank you so much for coming on Nerd Portal with us.
You're welcome.
Oh, of course. And this is Grant Davis. Check out his website, Star Wars News Net, for all of the current Star Wars news and theories and everything else Star Wars goodness you need.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, that's it for this week's Nerd Portal.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm not used to doing this outro.
Yeah. I guess, you know, you can check us out with our YouTube page. You can like and subscribe and get all the alerts for it. Also check out our Patreon for all the extra content, uncut. And if you donate, we really appreciate it, guys. I mean, you're really helping us out and pushing us forward. Yeah, well, I'm Alex Thompson.
And I'm Cierra Cavallera.
We'll catch you next time.
And may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
you.